Welcome back. This is day 2 of the Coach Catalyst. And today we're getting into step 1, and it's all about creation. This is very important because it is going to set a solid foundation for this entire journey. We're going to use something called the Wheel of Creation. It's a 4-part process that's simple and elegant, and it's going to help you level up everything you do from this point on. So let's dive right in and get started with the first part. For now, I want you to think of this whole thing like a game. What's the secret to winning a game? It's mastering the rules of that game. And if you do that, success is inevitable if you believe it to be so. The first thing we are going to do is focusing on turning your idea into a tangible reality. Remember, a brilliant idea that is unrealized is just that, an idea. Most enthusiasts have brilliant ideas, but they fall short in turning them into a tangible thing. And I'm going to teach you how to change that. So if you want to get your ideas off the ground instead of just perpetually spinning your wheels, it is essential to spend time into turning your ideas into something concrete. So let's get started. If you skip this step, you run the risk of some very undesirable outcomes, like failure to launch due to a lack of knowledge or failure to believe in its feasibility, engaging in unproductive cycles of frustration, abandoning one idea for another without any progress, establishing a business with limited results, becoming enslaved to it with little room for change, struggling to convey the value of your business to others, and this resulting in inadequate compensation, and creating a business that is lacking in balance. But if you embrace these first steps, there are some incredible advantages. Launching your idea rapidly and effectively by comprehending the business side of your niche. Focusing on your strength rather than wasting time on activities that can be streamlined or even delegated. Saving significant money by avoiding loss of income by futile time and investment. You're choosing understanding over uncertainty. So you have this idea. And now we're going to the second part of this first step. And that is brainstorming. Napoleon Hill once said, "No two minds ever came together without thereby creating a third." Brainstorming is essentially using many brains and thereby engaging in multiple perspectives. See, our individual beliefs and experiences shape our perspectives, and it can be very helpful to have more than one perspective when you are working on your ideas. Just consider the very fact that coaches charge different fees. Some charge very little, and others charge thousands for the exact same service. And the reason for this is these coaches have different perspectives of the value of their services. Brainstorming allows us to gather different viewpoints, which can alter our perception of what is achievable. However, you can't just brainstorm with anyone. It is very important to choose the right brainstorm partners. You need partners who contribute to expanding your perceptions, not constrain it. So when choosing brainstorm partners, here's a couple of things to avoid. Someone with negative or limiting money consciousness, or anyone that just exudes negativity overall. Anyone who lacks belief in your endeavors, or anyone that is in general driven by fear. These do not make good brainstorming partners. Now, unfortunately, the reality is that this eliminates most of the people in your circles. So let's cover the qualities that you should be looking for. You want someone who is open-minded and supportive of your vision. Someone who is not afraid to think bigger than you. Someone who is willing to share their opinions. Someone who is open to the experience. And someone who is excited about life. These are the people you need to look for when choosing brainstorming partners. And don't worry if you feel like you don't know anyone like that. In your notes that you are going to get for today, there are some ideas where you can look for people like that. Because they don't have to be physically in your space. We live in a world that's so much online and so connected that you can find them anywhere. You just need to know where to look. So once you have found these people, set a date and a time where you can have a brainstorming day. But before you begin that day, there's something you need to do. You need to get into the right state of mind. There's a bunch of research that has been done on this. If you are in a state of excitement or joy or happiness, then your ability to problem solve, take in information and be creative can be as much as 10 times more powerful. Is there a song that's motivational or exciting or positive that just gets you going? Listen to that song. Dance to it. Even if it's just in your living room. Use it. It's a great tool. Another great idea is watching something that's funny. Do you have a favorite stand-up comedian? Go watch a clip of his shows. Laughter is incredibly powerful. You want something that excites you, that gets you pumped up and ready to do this thing. So whatever it is that gets your juices flowing, do that right before your brainstorm meeting. Now this process should only take you a couple of minutes. If it takes you more than 15 minutes to get into the right state of mind, you might be procrastinating. But we're going to talk about that too later on in the workshop. There's a lot more information about what actually happens on the brainstorming day in the notes that you get today. So I'm not going to go over them in this video. But basically, you're going to sit and talk about your ideas and how they could possibly turn into a profitable, viable business. And once this is done, we're going to the third part of this step, and that is research. So now that you've done your brainstorming, the next part is research. And I want you to look at this part like mining for gold. It's an endeavor filled with valuable discoveries. The primary objective here is looking at what others in your industry are doing that is getting them success. The often overlooked truth is that true creativity comes from learning and studying success. Now there are two key principles to this part. The first is open-minded exploration. Embrace the process of learning and be open to unexpected findings, and then just go with the flow. And the second principle is continuous learning, studying and understanding what works and then adapting it to your context. So let's look at a step-by-step process for the art of research. Step 1, determining your research questions, directing your focus and enhancing the effectiveness of your research. For example, what do similar companies offer? What are their price points? And is there a particular company that you would like to model? Step 2 is organize and prepare. Now we go into much more about this in the notes, but basically you want a space where you can gather things that you like about content, gather things that you like about pricing, and gather things that you like about the overall look and feel of what you would like to enhance. Step 3 is developing your search terms. You are going to tailor your searches to gather comprehensive information. For example, let's say you're a wellness coach. You are going to search for wellness coaches in your area or in your country. You are going to look at what coaching packages they offer, what pricing points they have, and what are the benefits of their packages. And then the 4th step is to exhaust your resources. You are going to take a deep dive into the companies that you have chosen to look at. Look at everything they have. Look at their social media pages. Look at least the first 3 pages on their websites. Look at everything you can find. And the last step is to save your work. All of this information you have now gathered, you want to keep it safe, because this is just the initial research section. We're going to take a deeper dive into it later, but you want to keep the information you have. Now, I have to state this. Please do not directly copy from anyone. The information you have gathered is meant to inspire you to do your own thing in a similar manner. You are not going to copy or steal anyone's hard work. You're going to use it as inspiration only. And then, when all of this is done, we're going to the 4th part of the creation process, and that is taking action. And now we have come to the final part of the creation step, and that is taking action. And it's a lot simpler than you might think. Basically, all you're going to do now is put your goals for your idea on paper. It is incredibly important to actually put this on paper. First, it gives you a tangible reference to revisit, which will reinforce your commitment and focus. And then it sends a powerful message to your unconscious mind that you are serious about what you are trying to do here. Identify your goals, align them with the bigger picture, and determine where your focus will be. And while you are writing down your goals, I want you to consider adding a couple of things to this list. For each goal, write down why you want to achieve it, what outcomes do you expect of it, and what happens if you don't achieve it. Because these motivations are going to fuel your journey. Remember, there is a bigger picture here. To successfully bring about change or implement a new business idea, it is crucial to understand how it fits into your long-term vision. So I want you to broaden your perspective here and identify your true desires. Now go ahead and download your PDF document for today. In it, you will find the notes from today's session, as well as your day 2 task. Now, this will include questions that will help guide you through the creation process, which includes your ideas, your brainstorming day, how to set that up and find brainstorming partners, as well as your research and your action step. This task you do not have to send to me unless you need help with it. And that's it for day 2. We have covered the wheel of creation, which includes your idea, brainstorming, research, and taking action on it. And tomorrow we look at step 2, which is all about connection. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.